the latest ITV news in the Tyne region.
With Helen, Carnell and Payne.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
On tonight's programme, a mother who lost her healthy teenage son to meningitis says she wants to raise awareness following the latest outbreak.
That day just wrecked the whole world. Didn't have long to sort of know anything about meningitis, let alone that he was going to die from it.
Also tonight, hopes are high as Middlesbrough make it into the last 9 places, in with a chance to win City of Culture 2029.
And just wanting to be there, the thousands of Newcastle fans, with or without tickets, praying for a win against Barcelona.
We start tonight with the warning from a Newcastle mother whose rugby-playing son was struck down with meningitis and died within 2 days.
As the number of reported cases in the latest outbreak in Kent has gone up again today, with thousands of students there receiving vaccines and antibiotics, it's brought back harrowing memories for Joanne Bolam.
Her 19-year-old son Jack died last year. And Joanne has been talking to our reporter Amy Sutton and says she wants to raise awareness of early symptoms.
Our lives were shattered within 48 hours. Not even 48 hours.
Joanne Bolam's son Jack was 19 when he lost his life within hours after feeling unwell. Doctors said he had contracted meningitis B. A previously fit and healthy teenager, his family have never got over the shock.
He started playing rugby here when he was 7. It's hard coming to remember him here because I'd still look for him on the pitch. But I know this was where he was happiest. He was a big, strong lad. Nobody could have seen how quick he went downhill. And it was absolutely horrific to watch.
And can you tell us about that night when he started to feel unwell?
He had felt cold all day, but it was a cold day. He had to go to work, so he left the house at 10 to 6 like he normally did. And about 20 minutes later, he phoned his sister and said, can he come and get us because I don't feel well. We were taken blue lighted to hospital at 9 o'clock. At 10 o'clock that night, one of the consultants came to us and said, you need to get your husband, that ushered us straight into a room. At 11 o'clock we were in ITU with him. They put him in an induced coma, and we were willing him to just flinch or open his eyes or something. It was about 2 o'clock that he was clinically dead. And at 5 o'clock I said, right, enough's enough. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Right. That day just wrecked the whole world. The whole world literally just fell apart.
Meningitis B is a life-threatening bacterial infection of the lining around the brain and spinal cord. Early signs can be easy to miss, as it often looks like the flu as it progresses. Symptoms may include a fever, a severe headache, confusion or drowsiness, and a stiff neck. A vaccine to protect babies has been offered on the NHS since 2015, but anyone born before that missed out unless a vaccine was paid for privately. The risk from meningitis B is highest in very young children and older teenagers. The latest statistics for vaccine coverage in the North East shows 95% of babies have been vaccinated against meningitis. That's above the national average. And 68% of 14 to 15-year-olds have received a separate vaccine.
You're like, how's he got it? Why has he got it? Who's he picked it up from? But there's never going to be an answer. Jack had all of his injections. And as a mum, you just think, oh, it's just a cold. Give him a couple of paracetamol and he'll be fine. But actually, now, I would say be vigilant. His friends are all turning 21 and going off doing their thing, and I'm like, what about us? We don't get that now.
Joanne Bolam there with memories of her son Jack. We should stress that in the latest outbreak there are no reported cases in the northeast. Amy joins us now for more. So what is the latest that you have for us, Amy?
Well, that is correct. There are no reported cases here, and it does not mean a national NHS incident has been declared. Now, the government, they're focusing on 9 confirmed cases and 11 cases under investigation, which are all in the Canterbury area of Kent. And today, Sir Keir Starmer said health experts are forming a targeted vaccination programme and handing out antibiotics to the close contacts of those affected. The government will update the numbers of how many people have contracted meningitis B. Those figures will be uploaded each morning on the UK Health Security Agency website. They're the organisation taking the lead on this outbreak, and they say that despite the cases being in one populated area, many of those involving students, they are observing the situation right across the UK.
This is a fairly rare disease. It's not easily transmissible, so it's not like a common cold, it's not like flu, it's not like measles, which is highly transmissible. It's spread usually through quite close contact and social mixing, so we usually want to look out for people who are household contacts of a case where there's been really close or intimate contact. Those are the groups that are more at risk of picking up meningitis.
So as we know, many of the affected people so far are students, and 2 universities in our region have offered advice. Newcastle University told us, while they want to reassure everyone that the risk remains low, it is important to stay informed. Meanwhile, Northumbria University, they say they've encouraged all students to familiarise themselves with the symptoms of meningitis. And both universities say support is available on request. And the charity Meningitis Now, which actually assisted Joanne in her journey after losing her son Jack, say they have lots of information regarding symptoms and how they progress on their website, as well as advice on signposting people to get medical assistance.
Okay, Amy, thank you.
We're staying with health now, and experts say lives could be at risk because of false information about cancer treatments being shared online.
Doctors say they are seeing more patients buying products they've seen advertised online, and in some cases patients then refuse proven medical treatments. James Webster reports.
Nick Lambert from Newcastle was diagnosed with prostate cancer 5 years ago. He's responding well to treatment, but it can't be cured. Like many, he searched for information online, and he admits not all that he found was good.
There seems to be an almost infinite source of information or misinformation about any illness, and obviously that includes cancer, on the internet. So I've always been very careful to get my information from the NHS website or from the charity related to my specific condition.
When I was diagnosed with the deadliest form of breast cancer, I didn't do chemo, but here's what I did do that actually worked.
It doesn't take much searching online to find content that's presented as fact, but with false claims. The increase in such content has been noticed by the charity Macmillan, which supports people after a cancer diagnosis.
We're seeing a range of different problems, ranging from myths about treatment, so incorrect beliefs about what treatment might do to them, conventional treatments, people seeking out alternative treatments that have no evidence basis, and in some cases treatments that are quite worrisome from a point of view of a cancer specialist like me, that people might choose to take them. And we've also heard reports of people declining standard therapies in favour of alternative therapies which have no evidence base.
One of the trusted sources of information is the NHS website. Rebecca Wilson founded DigiSafe, which works with the NHS to make sure clinical information that's online is both accurate and up to date.
Anyone anywhere could upload from YouTube and all these other various channels like TikTok, and it gets shared so easily. So I think it's taking a step back and having a look at those reputable sites, and also engaging with your community pharmacists, your GPs and the specialists that actually have that medical degree and that information to give you the right information when needed.
Let's go back to basics.
What exactly is breast cancer?
Macmillan produces its own videos with advice and support, but say their challenge is to explain why their information is more reliable than some of the information shared by well-meaning people on social media.
I've sadly seen people die as a consequence of pursuing alternative therapies based on testimony that they've seen on the internet that was not backed up by any sort of medical research.
The experts hope by calling out misinformation, they will help to save and prolong people's lives. James Webster, ITV News.
You're watching ITV News Time Tees. Still to come on tonight's programme, a special event for Muslim women on Teesside, preparing to mark the end of Ramadan.
And why growing your own fruit and veg is attracting young people to take up gardening.
And we spent the last couple of days watching this area of cloud either side, mild spring sunshine, where it's lingered, the fresher feel. Where's it going to end up through the next few days? I'll have your forecast later.
Now, you may have seen some of our wonderful towns being showcased here on ITV Tyne Tees as they bid to become Town of Culture, an award to recognise the smaller areas that are often overlooked.
We've got more of those reports in the coming weeks, but tonight we're shifting our focus to the title of City of Culture and the good news for one of the region's most well-known names.
Our correspondent Rachel Bullock is live there for us tonight. Let's join her in Middlesbrough.
Yes, that's right. Middlesbrough is down to the last 9 places, competing for the prestigious title of City of Culture 2029. If it wins, Middlesbrough will be granted £10 million for a year-long programme of cultural events. And hopes are high because 2029 just happens to be the year before this town celebrates its 200th anniversary. Is it written in the stars? Let's ask one of the people who is leading this bid, the Mayor, Chris Cook. Firstly, Mayor, how hopeful are you?
Very. I think it's an excellent time for us. I think we've got the Turner Prize happening this year. We've got a lot of happening in the background that's led up to this moment, so it feels like a real good turning point for Middlesbrough.
It is an ambitious bid and competition is fierce. How important is it that Middlesbrough stands shoulder to shoulder with its competitors?
We're ambitious players. I don't think we've ever been shy. So I think it's about making sure that actually we put this place on the map. I think already getting on the long list means actually people recognise us outside of this place, and we need to stop being so self-deprecating and making sure that we put our best foot forward and lose a bit of the humility and make sure that we show this place off.
Okay, so what comes next and how will we see this bid start to take shape?
So the £60,000 that we've been given initially will be used to make sure that we really make the bid what it needs to be. And if we don't have Middlesbrough at the heart of that and its people, then we won't get as far as we need to. We need to make sure that actually we involve the community now and that they're a huge part of it, because the best selling point of Middlesbrough is obviously its people, so we need to make sure that we bring them along with us. I'm really, really hopeful about the future. It's a big year for us, and I think we can do really great things.
And you are absolutely going for it. Best of luck with that. Well, we have been out and about speaking to people in Middlesbrough today. Support for this bid is broadly very wide. They're saying that Middlesbrough has plenty to put forward.
We do think that would be good for the town. I feel like it would bring a whole new environment into Middlesbrough as well. And I feel like once something has like a bad impression, it's hard to get out of that. So it's a good experience and it's a good venture as well for Middlesbrough to go into.
It'll be a good chance to show off a little bit.
Yeah, literally, yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Yeah.
The community here, so yeah, I think they deserve it. Yeah.
You're fully on board.
Fully on board with Middlesbrough. Yeah.
So, who is the competition? Well, here's the list. Inverness, Blackpool, Ipswich, Milton Keynes, Portsmouth, Sheffield, Swindon and Wrexham are all up against this Teesside town. The winner will be announced in December. And Ian, there are plenty of fingers crossed here tonight.
There are. We are all behind Middlesbrough and their bid. Rachel, thank you very much indeed. Exciting times on Teesside.
Certainly, because continuing with the theme of celebrating Middlesbrough's rich and vibrant culture, today our Muslim community is preparing to mark the end of Ramadan.
The month in the Islamic calendar is a time for fasting, prayer and charitable giving.
Today, women across Teesside have come together for a special event ahead of Eid, as Emily Reader has been finding out.
A month of fasting, reflection and spiritual growth has led to this moment. Chandrat, meaning Night of the Moon, a traditional celebration as Ramadan draws to a close.
It's a little bit like Christmas Eve, the night before our Eid, which is your equivalent of Christmas. It's a night when everyone kind of goes out, does the shopping, starts doing all the preparations, gifts for the children, but also it's an opportunity for us all to come together and contribute towards charity as well.
This event's been organised by Shazia. She aims to empower Muslim women in the local community to help improve mental health and boost employment opportunities.
There are so many talented women in Teesside who do incredible work. They have set up the most incredible businesses. So I can't even put in words how proud I feel of the women, because when we are here we get to see where they are at the start, and some of them have been through a lot in life and they've been, you know, at a very low place, and to see them from that to create something so incredible, it just makes us feel like our job is worth it.
The stalls here are all run by local businesswomen, like Aisha, who owns this vegan makeup brand.
It's a lot about women supporting women, really. We're all women-led businesses, so we get to know each other, we exchange socials, start promoting each other's businesses, and that's how the word gets out. Even though that we've all got different businesses, we all promote each other.
Through the self-discipline of fasting, Muslims remember the struggles of those less fortunate. Over the years, money raised has supported charities such as Teesside Hospice and aid work overseas.
It's a good deed that we're doing as well, and it's just a beautiful thing to do, and it's just so nice to be involved. That's the best part of it, because this is where everyone comes together.
And this celebration is just the beginning. This evening, the community will come to break their fast and join in prayer, all ahead of Eid in the coming days. Emily Reader, ITV News in Middlesbrough.
And the ITV Evening News continues at 6:30 with Lucrezia.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, cases of meningitis rise in Kent as students wait in line for the government's vaccination drive. Greyhound racing is banned in Wales. Campaigners say it's a landmark moment for animal welfare. And Strictly star Johannes Radebe on his memoir about overcoming adversity. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
On to sport. Newcastle United are underway in Barcelona in the second leg of their Champions League knockout tie. What a game. Very exciting so far. The score is currently 2-2, therefore 3-3 on aggregate. Anthony Elanga has scored twice for the Magpies. On both occasions, Barcelona had taken the lead. It's all square as we speak.
But regardless of the results, it's already been a remarkable 24 hours for Magpies fans. Thousands made the trip to Barcelona, many without tickets for the match, just for a chance to live the Champions League high life. Simon O'Rourke reports.
Geordies rambling down the Ramblas, making themselves at home on Barcelona's most famous street. Black and white eyes gazing with wonder at Sagrada Familia, the magnificent Catholic church designed by Gaudi, perhaps hoping for divine intervention at the Camp Nou tonight. This is the life Newcastle United fans have dreamed of. This is the life they want all the time. They don't want to be occasional tourists in the knockout stages of the Champions League. They want this every year. This is the Plaza Real, which seems to be the Geordie nerve centre. The sun's out, the flags are out, they're in one of Europe's finest cities, they're about to play one of Europe's finest football teams, and life's pretty good.
It's what we kind of dreamed of. It's when we followed them back in the Championship and stuff years ago. It's what we wanted to be able to do.
Oh, just absolutely, like, a bit amazing, yeah.
Yeah, definitely special, this type of game.
I don't know how many fans have travelled over. This is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, really.
It's been a great atmosphere. It was really nice last night.
Be able to come to a city like this and watch your team is fantastic.
You've come all this way without tickets. I mean, why have you done that?
In the hope that we might get some, but it doesn't look as though we're going to get any. But it's great to be here.
But the challenge is to make sure this isn't a one-off. Newcastle United's chief executive David Hutchinson has said they want to be the best club in the world by 2030.
This is where the football club needs to be in Europe. As I've seen and you've seen, how many special moments it brings to the club, the fan base. As you said, I think there's, 10,000 Geordies coming out, so I think that speaks volumes to the supporters.
Last night was some night. The Magpies' early birds painted the town black and white with just the odd shade of green. It was St Patrick's Day after all. It was exactly where they wanted to be, tickets or no tickets.
Couldn't get tickets, but we've come for the atmosphere and support the team tomorrow. It's unbelievable. It's a little bit of a dream to come true. It's like, it's one of those sort of magical ties you kind of always hope you're going to get as a Newcastle fan.
Current Singapore, just to watch the match.
Just to watch the match, yeah.
Do you fancy a couple of days in Barcelona, romantic city break? And then when I was all in, turns out it's a football trip.
But are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's great atmosphere.
This is the pinnacle of what it's all about.
Have you got tickets to the game?
Not yet.
But it's still worth doing.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Newcastle United might not be back in these high-end Champions League surroundings next season. The Premier League campaign hasn't gone to plan, at least not yet. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and nor was Barcelona. And this trip has shown the joy and the value of European adventures. However long it takes, this is the future Newcastle United fans want.
What a trip they are having. 10 or 15 minutes to go to half-time. It is still 2-2 at the moment. We'll update you at the end of the programme.
Now, forget watching the footy or a night at the pub. Fruit and veg are in season for young gardeners. Rising prices in the supermarkets, along with an interest in well-being, have led to a rise in people wanting to grow their own vegetables.
With prime planting season about to start, our reporter Catherine Walker has more.
From herbs to lettuce leaves, the thrill of growing your own food is taking root with a new generation of gardeners. In Hesley-side in Northumberland, Rasheen is one of many young people developing a green thumb. She enjoys getting outside and cutting down on the supermarket shop.
You've got to be careful buying all your seeds because you can get a bit carried away with all the different options for growing veg, which is always fun. But it does save you money, and I think also it's about not necessarily having to pop out to the shops or the supermarket all the time. It's kind of a thing about convenience, but also joy.
With fresh food inflation reaching 4.3% last month, people across the UK are turning to home gardening as a practical way to save money. In fact, more than a third of shoppers say they've considered growing their own fruit or vegetables, with that figure jumping up to nearly half of 18 to 34-year-olds. Susie works as a kitchen gardener for the Royal Horticultural Society, who've seen a 20% increase in vegetable seed sales this year.
There's definitely some things that are really worthwhile growing at home, such as your blueberries or your higher value crops, maybe courgettes or peppers and aubergines. If you can grow those at home, then you really could help save quite a lot of money.
But what can you achieve without a big garden or a big budget?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the garden.
Thank you so much.
Becky is a community gardener and says growing food doesn't have to cost the earth.
Use what you've got. So plastic punnets that your fruits might come in. Just fill that with some compost.
For first-time growers like me, she recommends something simple like lettuce leaves.
Your seeds, you can probably get quite cheaply some salad seeds. So just look for some cut and come again. And another cheap tip is you don't need to buy a watering can. Use what you've got. So we've got an empty drinks bottle. We've used a drawing pin to make some little holes in the top, and that turns it into a watering can. So if you just squeeze that.
So it doesn't have to be expensive, and you can DIY
Absolutely.
your own equipment.
Absolutely.
Growing your own food takes time and commitment, but for those willing to dig in, even a small patch of soil could help grow fresh food and some savings. Catherine Walker, ITV News.
I rather envy green-fingered people, and you have greenhouse envy. You were saying, oh, I love the greenhouse with the best person.
I was distracted by how beautiful it was.
You've got the watering can though, haven't you?
I've got the watering can, and we're building up from there. I have to say, it's very early in the season. Don't be fooled by the mild temperatures. Technically milder than Barcelona in parts of the region today. There you go. But it's too early for planting out. We're at that time of year we get the biggest swing between the overnight lows and the daytime highs. 16 degrees the difference today between those. So it just shows how chilly it can get. But the sun is gaining strength. The equinox is on Friday, where the sun moves into the northern hemisphere. Today, though, is the equinlux. which I do like because this is when it's equal day and night, or close as it's going to get. It varies by a few seconds, but here generally our day length was just over 12 hours. We're over 4 minutes 30 since yesterday, so that's great, isn't it? And it's not going to drop below 12 hours of daylight until late September, so lots of those longer days ahead. But not everyone got to benefit from it today, I have to say, because we've had some stubborn cloud around. It's been lingering in parts of the region for a few days now. In the sunshine today, it was the warmest day of the year so far, getting over 20 degrees in parts of the country. For us, we weren't quite that high, but where we did get that sunshine, it was as high as around 17 degrees. Again, I will say it, above Barcelona. Under the cloud, though, under the cloud, it was feeling just that bit fresher. So really the big question through the next few days is, where is that cloud going to end up? Let's take a look at the forecast.
Visibility is clear today, both above and below the water. TUI sponsors ITV Tyne weather.
Of course, that cloud coverage making a really big difference depending on where you were. Either we got those very mild, warm even temperatures underneath the cloud, the fresher feel, and cloud amounts will continue to vary as we head through the next few days. But in the mix, there is more mild sunshine to be had, and it is generally staying settled as well, dry with lighter breezes. High pressure's nearby, but this is the front we're watching as it moves its way around and the high pressure pushes further east into tomorrow. The flow comes in from the North Sea. Not great for us. It does mean for some that cloud is set to linger, a fresher feel. But actually, as the high pressure pushes further east into Friday, it takes a lot of that cloud with it. Plenty of sunshine as we end the week and head into the weekend. By Sunday, we're watching the north, thicker cloud, maybe some patchy rain starting to spread in, but that's a good few days away. For now, we do have some clearer skies taking us through this evening. Overnight, we start to see the impact of that change in wind direction. The cloud is starting to thicken. Where we have the clearer skies, patches of mist and fog forming, so quite dull overnight temperatures at around 4 or 5 degrees as the overnight low. So murky first thing tomorrow morning for many, but the mist and fog is lifting. The cloud, however, is set to linger. Certainly further north, it's thick enough to introduce a little bit of patchy rain. So similar sort of story to today. Further south, better chance seeing those brighter skies, and then our top temperatures around 14 or 15 degrees. Coastal areas with the winds coming in feeling just that little bit fresher. Through Thursday and into Friday, the high pressure's starting to pull away, the clouds disappearing, clearer skies, chilly start into Friday morning, bit of mist and murk around, but there's plenty of sunshine. Holding on to that sunshine as we start the weekend, cloud increasing as we look towards Sunday.
TUI sponsors ITV Tyne weather.
Thanks, Ross. In just a moment, the national and international news.
So the temperatures here were better than Barcelona today. At the moment, it's all square and the football is still 2-2. They're not far off half-time. We'll bring you a match report later. Thanks for watching.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.